Hi, welcome to KUAS Podcasts. My name is Maliszewski. I am the author and knitting pattern designer from the blog Knitting Up a Storm. Come grab something hot to drink and come chat and knit along with me. Hello, welcome to KUAS Podcasts. My name is Maliszewski. I am the knitter and designer from the blog Knitting Up a Storm. Today is episode 2 and the name is Saucy. I'm going to show you a work in progress that I am almost done with. It's called my frozen river slouch, I believe. I haven't officially named it, but I think it's going to be named that. It's got this cable pattern that flares out kind of like frozen water, and I'm getting so close to running out of yarn. I'm getting really nervous and I'm like scratching at my face almost. So let me show you. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, it's kind of dark. It's this heathered blue colorway. Let's see. Kind of. Can you see it? It's got a cable border, and then it's got a cable that you can barely see. Let me see if I can bring this lamp closer. Oh. Oh. Kind of. Ah, I think I got it. Kind of. Can you see that? You'll see it on the blog. But anyways, so I am at the crown decrease area and I'm almost done. How much yarn do I have left? That much. That much. I don't even know how many yards is left, but not much. So I'm getting really, really nervous. I'm actually going to show you a little tutorial on how to cable without the use of a cable needle. And you've probably seen this before using the actual cable needles that you're working with, which I call a left twist or right twist if you're doing a two-stitch cable stitch. But anyways, I'll show you that in a tutorial, and I guess I'll show you that now. Hello there, my name is Maliszewski from the blog Knitting Up a Storm. I'd like to share with you a quick little trick on how to cable without the use of an actual cable needle. Now these are cable needles. They usually have a bend or a divot to them, or they're in the shape of a U. Some people use double pointed needles. And I find that when you use needles like this or the other one, for only one stitch being held forward or backwards, it gets a little awkward and likes to slip off. So that annoys me and it slows me down. So I found a neat little trick that speeds up the process and doesn't make me want to slam my project onto the table in frustration. And that is employing the use of a stitch marker that has a slit in it. So this is kind of acting like a safety pin, but it's safer than a safety pin, and you can slide it on and off real fast. So I'm in the middle of a pattern right now for my hat, my frozen slouch hat, frozen river slouch, I believe. And I'm on row 7, and the main part of the cable says this: to purl 1, to do a 2-stitch RPC, which is a right-leaning cable of 2 stitches. and the knit stitch is knit through the back of the loop, and then to do that twice, and then to do a 2-stitch LPC, which is a left leaning cable of 2 stitches, and oops, let's see, through the back of the loop, just like the other one when you do the knit stitch, and then to purl the last stitch. Alright, so let's take care of the purled stitch, which I believe I've already done, so let me undo that for you. Okay, so I purl this stitch. Then I need to do a 2-stitch RPC through the back of the loop. So what I'm going to do is take this and slide this in just like a tip of a cable needle. So pretend it's a long cable needle, it's the same thing. So I slide that into the stitch, and then I'm going to hold this in the back. So I'm going to use my finger to kind of just hold it there, because if I don't, it might twist, and then you don't want the stitch to twist the wrong way, especially in a pattern that wants you to do things a certain way, like through the back of the loop. Okay, so I'm going to knit through the back of the loop of the stitch on the left hand needle, bring that saved stitch back onto the left hand needle, slide it off of this, and then I need to purl that stitch. So that was a 2-stitch RPC. So let me show that to you again for the second one. Slide this through, hold it in the back, then I need to knit into the back of the stitch, and then I transfer this back, put the tip of the left hand needle through the middle of this stitch, and then just slide this off, and then I need to purl into this stitch. Okay, so we did 2 of those RPC through the back of the loop stitches, and now for the rest of this part I need to do 2 of the LPCs through the back loop. So I slide the stitch, the first stitch, onto the stitch marker, and then I hold it in the front. This one's a little easier to see. Then I need to purl the purled stitch. Okay, and then I transfer the stitch back onto the left hand needle, and then I need to knit through the back of that stitch. That's one of them. One more of that 2-stitch LPCs. There it is. Okay, so I take that first stitch, hold it to the front, purl, transfer it back. Hopefully you can see this because I'm looking down. And then I need to knit through the back of that stitch. And then in my pattern, if you can see, it said I need to purl one. That's the last thing I need to do. Alright, and so you could see, hopefully, since I have a white background, that's a little better, that this is leaning to the right with a knit stitch, knit in the back of the loop. And then there's a purled stitch between it that we twisted with a cable, so it leans right with a knit stitch. And then I have another one of those right here. This is knit, leaning right, purl. And then I have another purled stitch here, so there's 2 purled stitches between, and then a left leaning cable here that's knit through the back of the loop, and then this one's purled, even though it's really hard to see. I could barely see this right now because I need to do the next row to kind of straighten these out. The left stitch that's crossed, that's knit, and then that, oops, this loop, the working yarn loop, and then here's the purled stitch. Alright, so I hope this helps. This works for any kind of cabling with between 2 stitches and 4 stitches, so it's just as easy to slide 2 of these onto my stitch marker than just one. Hold it to the front or the back and do what you need to do for your cable pattern. And it's just really easy, slide on and off and not have to worry about this bulky thing just sitting in the front of your work or behind your work and just slipping right off. So that is that. I hope that helps. Give me a shout out if you have employed this technique and it has saved your life. Well, not really saved your life, but made you a lot happier. Okay, thank you. Bye. Alright, so I've done a little bit of spring cleaning in my house. I spent all weekend working upstairs, cleaning all 4 bedrooms. It's a pain in the butt. I mean, I clean almost every day for hours downstairs, and by the time I'm done, I just have no energy left to clean upstairs. Hence the bags under my eyes all the time. But anyways, I decided to move that along to the knitting part of my life and just get rid of some stuff. Like, you were probably laughing at me saying that, oh, she's joking around, she has 50 work in progresses. Well, I probably do. And I'm going to make a collage of all the projects that I have frogged or just thrown away altogether, because I knew that I wouldn't work on it, or I just started a project and I don't know where the pattern is anymore to it, because I write things down and then they just get shoved other places. So I unraveled that. My husband was looking at me like I was crazy, saying, wow, that's a lot. So I'll show you a picture of that later on. But I used to have 2 of these baskets filled to the brim with all of my work in progresses. And some of them were easier than others to throw away or unravel, and because I don't want to just throw away the yarn if I'll use it again. But some were easy, some were really hard, because I'm like, oh, I knit that when, you know, before I was pregnant, or in college, or when I was pregnant, or yada 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 yada. So I don't know. Once I got in the groove, like, okay, toss, 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 toss. It's like those garage sale days where you're like, okay, I don't need that, just keep going, I don't care anymore. So, you want to see what's left? Just that. Which might seem like a lot to some people, but considering that it was filled to the brim, it's not a lot to me. I think there's probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus a couple other projects that I didn't fit in here because it was too large. So I might have like 8 projects plus the hat that are going right now, which is really good for me. Really good. So, let me drag out a couple. This one may look like a hat. It's forest green, but I'm pretty darn sure that I was going to knit my husband one of those ski masks. And I don't know what I was thinking because I only have this much yarn for it. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to do another color, maybe around the area that opens up, I don't know, striping somewhere, just to kind of make sure that I don't run out of yarn, and it'll look kind of stupid just changing the color at the top. I don't know. We'll see. I showed you this already in the first podcast. That was my left twist sweater. I almost unraveled this, but then I'm like, I could do whatever for a hat. I did the ribbing, and everyone hates doing the ribbing. I think everyone hates. I hate doing the ribbing to hats. I can't wait to get to the actual pattern part. So I have, let's see, 2.5, about 2.5 inches done. 2x2 ribbing. I call it knitting purgatory, when you just have to do like ribbing or stockinette forever and ever. It just never ends. I have a pair of socks going. this wasn't the last sock I cast it on for. I cast it on a Hawkeye sock that was going to be for my mother-in-law. It still is, but I don't know when it's going to get done. But the sock before that is this. And I cast it on 2 of them, and I've gone through most of the leg part. And I did 2 at a time because I know that if I don't, it's not going to get done. I'm gonna end up with one more sock orphan, and I don't like that. Sick of sock orphans. This is old, and the reason why I stopped was because I ran out of the yarn. But I sucked it up and bought more of this yarn, and it's this yarn that stretches. It's a cotton and elastic blend, and we love the sweaters. Like, they're like the stretchy pants that when you eat too much, it has a little give to it, you know? So we like that for sweaters too, right? Because, I don't know, it has a little give to it. So if you grow just a little bit, you had a bad week like me because I fell off the exercise wagon again, it forgives. And then you lose the weight again. And we're all happy. I'm a little crazy today. I'm usually not this slap happy. But this is my Kaylin raglan. It has this ribbing type of thing with reverse stockinette and then stockinette and knitted in the round. It's flattering when it's there. And then the bottom, that's another reason why I stopped, because I couldn't figure out what I'd like to do for the bottom, because I'm a hippie person and I didn't want it to hug me the wrong way. And so I was trying to figure out if I do this sort of thing on the bottom, will that look really bad? So I think I've come up with a solution. I think I'm going to knit sideways and then maybe do a little lacy thing on the bottom. I think that's what I'm going to do. When did I start this? 2007? Scary. This thing has been sitting there waiting to be, to fulfill its destiny. It's really cute. What else? This monstrosity. I don't know if you can see this. It's right in front of my face. This was supposed to be secret, and I don't care anymore. It's been so long. This was supposed to be a Cubs blanket, but I was stupid. I don't think I realized that I didn't have enough red and blue in this colorway, so when I run out, what am I going to do? I might just use white and do something. Might look silly, but that's why I stopped that one. You gotta plan ahead, buy extra yarn, more than you think you're gonna need. But anyways, and then you saw my heart shawl. And then I have my Ripples Reading Afghan, which is almost done. It needs the border around it. Well, actually, I just found one more skein of that rhythm yarn that is discontinued. I was cleaning out my knitting closet, or spare closet in the office. It's all mine. My husband doesn't have anything in there. Poor guy. And I found it. It just emerged out of nowhere. So I recently bought blue yarn that was variegated. It was really bright, so I was getting worried how that would look after this really nice red and green and colorway going on to just have this bright sky blue all of a sudden happening. But now I have another, oh, I see it. Let me show you. The very last skein. This is from Yarn Treehouse. And it's I think a 2-ply that's variegated, and so it kind of like a stripe on variegation combination. It's like what you would get with hand spun, because when you spin colors together, it'll have this sort of effect. I love it. So this is why I was worried. I had this sort of colorway going on for a lot of it, and it's a little more saturated than what you see in the screen. You can hardly see the red. Like, the further you go into the skein, the more red you get. But all of a sudden I just had this baby blue that was a little more sky blue than I anticipated when I bought it. It looked a little more muted. But anyways, it's like, I guess I'll just knit a little bit more and then do the border, because I have one of these left. Alright. Oh! I call this episode Saucy. So I have something random to share with you, because I feel that the world needs to know about this. My husband and I love wing sauce. We love Buffalo Wild Wings. We love Denny's Buffalo Wings. We love any buffalo wing that's boneless. Well, he likes the bones. He loves eating off of the bones. I'm not a carnivore like that. But anyways, I found the love child of a really good medium sauce that came together with a garlic sauce. Well, actually a garlic parmesan. It's called Wingmaster singular, and it's Parmesan garlic sauce. This stuff is awesome. We just got a hot sauce store in the mall. Go figure. But it was a little pricey. It was $8, but this stuff is awesome. We made some panko covered thinly sliced chicken breast, and because it was like pan fried in the panko, it absorbed this stuff, which is awesome. It's kind of like Buffalo Wild Wing sauce with garlic and Parmesan. It was so good. My husband was going to buy some pizza or like, I don't know, a sub sandwich for dinner, and I decided, let's use the sauce that we just bought. It was amazing. It tasted like the restaurant. But saucy. I actually was wondering what this picture was, and I looked really closely. I was like, what is this, a buffalo or chicken? Buffalo chicken. That's pretty funny. It's weird. Anyways, the store was called Pepper Palace. I don't know if you guys have one of those. If it's anywhere else besides my mall or Gatlinburg, Tennessee. But I guess you could buy this online. pepperpalace.com. It's not too unhealthy for you. 2 tablespoons is 50 calories, 7% fat, 3 saturated. There's some sodium. There's sodium in everything. 1% carb. There's vitamin A, 35% vitamin A, 10% vitamin C. See? Get your vitamin A. So anyways, if you don't like hot sauce, you probably have already fast forwarded over this. That's really all I have to share with you. I'm not going to go through my dyed yarn today. Thinking about spinning some more of my blue yarn that I have going. My kids have messed with my wheel, and I've fixed the string on it, the drive band. So that's all connected again. So I think I'm going to do that after I finish my hat. So I hope you guys had a good week. This is Tuesday, February 18th. I think so. Alright, clacking out. Bye.